What's up, guys? It's Levi. Hey, I'm pretty excited about today's question. Comes from Ellie, and it's regarding a horse that won't stand on the trail or even tied. I'll get right to her question. I really appreciate for tuning in. Ellie writes, "Hello, I just watched your videos about hot horses on the trail. I have a problem with one of my horses, and I'm wondering if you would have any advice. My horse Daphne will ride for days, but she will not stand and wait. She has to stand and wait when under saddle, or when tied out, she paws at the ground. Any advice? Thank you in advance, Ellie." Ellie, I want to say thank you for the question. I appreciate you guys writing in, and I enjoy answering them because it helps a lot of others that might be struggling with the same thing. And if we can all help each other, that's why I'm doing this stuff. So I appreciate that question. So yeah, it's if you've watched some of my other videos, it's the same idea. Like especially my riding videos that I put out, all this stuff works in the same direction that we're trying to accomplish with your horse. So basically, instead of working out on the trail to calm your horse, we want to make sure first at home that they're calm in the paddock or the arena, whatever you have to work on or to work in, somewhere in a small area so you can really work. So when you start working on like the hip exercise, you move them hips around, and what you're looking for is that your horse calms in the exercises. Don't do the exercise and let your horse's energy level go up. I want to do the exercises and let the energy level go down. So what does that mean? When I start an exercise, I'm going to continue until my horse calms themselves. When they calm themselves, I'm going to let them walk out. As long as they're all panicked and frustrated, I'm going to hold them in the exercise. Remember that. And then when they calm, let them walk out. So I want you to, if you have to write this stuff down, grab a pen and paper and write this down, because I want to make sure that the horse has a good experience. Now, when you have your horse doing that all good at home, in the arena, paddock, whatever you got, you don't have to have an indoor. You can do it in your paddock. If you have an outdoor arena, use the outdoor arena. But even if it's out in the field, set some cones up and say, here's my arena. I'm going to stay inside of these cones. And what that does, it holds you accountable to teach yourself to stay inside of that and work and do them exercises. So if it's the hip exercise or pulling and releasing exercise, you'll see them videos if you go on our YouTube channel and watch that. So, but you'll see in every exercise that we're doing, we don't want our horse to speed up. We want them to pick up and slow down in the exercise, whatever that might look like. So, like I said, I encourage you to rewatch them. And so when your horse is good at that stuff, now you get out on the trail, and them same exercises are going to work too. The very same exercises. Because now you get out on the trail and you apply them, your horse goes, oh, I remember working on these. But don't just wait until you need it. You need to go out on the trail and work on it purposefully. Don't go out on the trail and then only work on it when you need it. You're going at it backwards. So we want to make sure that we nail this right. So I want you to actually go on a trail ride, and you're going to work on this. We're going to go out this far, and we're going to stop right here, and then we're going to work on our exercises. So don't just go out and stop. I want you to go out there and be like, okay, right here's where we're going to work. So do your little arena exercises, like the hip exercise, the pulling and releasing exercise, to where your horse calms themselves. Remember what we worked on. We worked on these exercises, calming. So I'm going to work on that little spot on the trail where that is. And then when my horse is really calming, you'll feel their energy level going down. And so once you start feeling that, and you can feel you have to push your horse to stay moving, now it's time for a break. Your horse is saying, when you quit pushing me, I'm ready for a break. So that's where the exciting time comes in. Now you're going to let your horse rest, and when you quit pushing your horse and moving him around, your horse is going to get that look of, thank you. That's exactly the look you're going to get out of your horse. Now, when you quit moving him, your horse is going to appreciate standing versus getting pumped up. So we got to make sure this works every time, and that we do it every time to calm it. Remember, we want to use these exercises to calm it. If you use these exercises and you let their energy level go up, it's worse than if you didn't do it. So the exercises have to be worked right. Now, if this is too much for you, meaning maybe you need help, that's okay too. Go get help somewhere, a professional or somebody that knows how to work this stuff, and to get you a good start with it, and then maybe you can continue after that. But if, like I said, if it's too big for you, your level of where your level of riding is, your level of teaching, if it's too high, that's okay. Go get help. I really encourage that all the time. And but that's basically the thing. Get them exercises down so when you hit that trail, your horse knows what it means. And this is the biggest mistake that we make as riders, teachers, whatever you want to call us. The biggest mistake we make is we wait to work on something until we need it. That's the worst time to work on something. I want you to work on it so when you need it, your horse goes, oh, I remember how to do this stuff. We did that back in the arena, or back at the round pen, or back in the paddock, or even out in the hayfield. It don't matter. That horse is going to remember that you have done this before, and then it's going to calm your horse down, because that's what you've been working on. Calm your horse down. Remember, these exercises should never up the energy level. It should always down the energy level. So keep that in mind when you're doing these exercises, what you're looking for. Never let your horse speed up in it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it works. And remember, if it's too much, if it's above your level of teaching your horse, or you just can't get it because your horse isn't forgetting enough or forgiving enough, that's okay. Go get help. I encourage that too, because it's not bad if you need help. So, because it's not fair to you, because you're doing it to have fun. It's not fair to your horse, because if your level of teaching isn't high enough, go get help, like I said. So I really appreciate you watching. If you guys have a question, anybody else, feel free to email us, beachyhorsemanship@yahoo.com, and I love to answer them. And keep them coming. And if you know a friend that has a horse just like this too, feel free to share the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Helps the algorithm going, get the word out there. I sure do enjoy doing these videos. So long. We'll talk to you next time.